1928 Hollywood. A man named Buster Keaton is standing in a field. Behind him is a 2-ton, 2-story house. The director yells action and the entire front of the building breaks loose. It starts falling directly towards him. If he had been 2 inches to the left, he'd be a pancake. If he had flinched, the shot was ruined. Buster didn't flinch. He didn't even blink. He just stood there, letting death miss him by a hair. My fellow human, welcome to Movie Optics. Today we're talking about when movie stars were basically Olympic athletes with a death wish. No stunt doubles, no insurance, just vibes. Before we had microphones, before we had I love you monologues, we had the silent era. And if you think these movies are just old people walking fast in black and white, you are missing the most hardcore period in human history. This was the era of the universal language. Think about this. Today, if you want to sell a movie in China, France, and Palestine, you need translators, dubbing, and subtitles. But in 1920, a movie made in a dusty lot in Los Angeles could be understood by a farmer in Egypt or a fisherman in Norway instantly. Why? Action is generally more understood than words. The gesture is a universal language. Charlie Chaplin wasn't just a comedian, my friend. He was the most famous human being to ever live. If the internet existed back then, he would have broken it daily. Chaplin was a perfectionist. He would drive his crew insane. He once did 340 takes for a single scene in City Lights because a girl had to hold a flower just right. He wasn't looking for a laugh, he was looking for the soul. The 1920s had a rivalry bigger than Messi versus Ronaldo. It was Chaplin versus Keaton. Chaplin wanted you to cry. He used pathos, that relatable, please love me energy. But Buster Keaton wanted you to accept death emotionally. They called him the Great Stone Face because he never smiled, not once. Keaton was the grandfather of Jackie Chan and Tom Cruise. He did his own stunts because he didn't think that the camera could lie. When he broke his neck during a scene in Sherlock, he didn't even realize it until a doctor saw an x-ray 10 years later. He just finished the job and went back home and relaxed. Because men in 1920s didn't believe in doctors or feelings. There was nothing. Keaton comedy was mathematical. It was street smart physics. He treated the world like a giant machine that was trying to kill him, and he just dealt with it. And then there was Harold, the guy with the glasses. He gave us the most iconic image of the era, hanging from a cliff high above the street. Now, here's the beautiful fraud part I told you about in the last episode, my friend. Harold wasn't actually 10 stories up. Hollywood is lying to you for your own emotional benefits. They built a fake roof on top of a real building that was only 2 stories high. The camera angle made it look like the street was miles below. Harold was the original guy who said, "Trust me, this will look crazy on camera." It's like when people take cliff-hanging photos at the Grand Canyon, but they are actually standing on a ledge 3 feet off the ground. Hollywood invented the fake-out gram even before the internet existed. Then came 1927, the jazz singer, the first talkie for the stars of the silent era. This wasn't a progress, it was an apocalypse. Suddenly, the universal language was dead. You didn't just have to look good, you had to sound good. Great actors lost their careers overnight because they have a thick accent or uncinematic voices like the one you're just hearing right now. The camera, which used to be free to move and jump, was now stuck in a giant soundproof box because the microphones were so sensitive they'd pick up the motor lens. Technology almost killed art. It took us a decade to figure out how to make talkies look as beautiful as the silent film they replaced. We look back at these heroes and we laugh at the slapstick. But there's a deep human tragedy here, my friend. The silent era reminded us that at our core, we are physical creatures. Before we learned to lie with words, we told the truth with our bodies. A flinch, a tear, a trip over a rug. That is a human condition in its purest forms. Chaplin once said, life is a tragedy when seen in a close-up, but a comedy in a long shot. Maybe that's why we still watch them, because in the silence, we find the parts of ourselves that word can't quite reach. Keep your eyes open. I'll see you in the dark. Oh, you thought I was gone. That's cinema. There's always a sequel. If you made it this far, you're officially part of the film nerd resistance. So subscribe. Next week, we're breaking down another movie myth. Now, stop scrolling Instagram. Go and watch a silent film and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Until the second one, peace.